New York City associates with the following plot for the movie: Times Square with its grandiose skyscrapers and bright advertising billboards. Locals are rushing somewhere all the time with their coffee to go. A driver of yellow taxi is in a hurry to give a lift his passenger to the necessary spot to some important meeting, and the most popular songs about New York are on mind. New York City is a global financial, economic, and cultural center. It was founded by Dutch colonists in the early 17th century. Until 1664, the city was called New Amsterdam. Then it was captured by the British and renamed into New York. Prior to the conquest of European settlers, Indian tribes lived on its territory. Today, the population of New York is more than 8 million people. Probably all cultures and nationalities on our planet are mixed here. New York City consists of 5 districts, which locals call boroughs: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island. The most famous borough is Manhattan, which is noticeable even from the airplane. Here are densely located all the most famous sites. The city has a very well-developed metro network, so it is most convenient and most profitable to travel on it. We recommend a walk around the city, so you could feel better its scale, rhythm, and beauty. You'd better not go to Manhattan by car, because parking in downtown New York is too expensive. There is a lack of space for cars here. We have collected the most interesting and exciting places in New York City. Times Square, Central Square, heart of the city. It is one of the most visited sites all over the world. Times Square is a symbol not only of New York but also of the entire United States of America. Every year, lots of people come here to celebrate the new year. The top world companies alone for putting their advertising on the skyscrapers of Times Square. Formerly known as Longacre Square, Times Square was renamed in 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters to the then newly erected Times Building. Broadway is a very famous street coming to Times Square, where concentrated lots of theaters with the most outstanding musicals like Chicago, Phantom of the Opera, Lion King, Aladdin, and so on. The musical is a symbol of American culture. You should definitely dress up your best festive attire, attend one of these performances, and feel yourself a part of the American holiday and glamour. Statue of Liberty is one of the most recognizable sights in the world. It can often be seen in the scenes of many popular movies. It is worth spending the full day on the Liberty Island. There is a possibility to climb the pedestal and the crown of the statue, but in order to do that, you need to buy tickets in advance, as a lot of people want to climb the statue. There is a museum dedicated to the history of Statue of Liberty construction. It is very impressive. The best way to get to the Statue of Liberty Island is by boat from the Battery Park. Boats depart from the pier in the Battery Park not only to the Statue of Liberty, but also to the other islands like Staten Island, Governor's Island, Ellis Island. Organized helicopter sightseeing tours along the city also start here, from the pier of the Battery Park. Central Park is the lunch of New York, an incredibly beautiful large landscape park with beautiful nature, very friendly and always hungry squirrels. The full day is not enough to see all the territory and sights of Central Park. It's a beauty for the soul and eyes. We were lucky to meet the raccoon in the middle of the Central Park. In front of the Central Park is the legendary Plaza Hotel, which we know from the comedy film Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. American Museum of Natural History is also situated near the Central Park. To see the main exhibits of the museum and visit the performance at the Hidden Planetarium, you should spend the full day. Fifth Avenue is the most well-known, most fashionable, and most expensive street of New York City. Here are situated the world's best fashion boutiques like Chanel, Gucci, Burberry, Prada, Armani, Louis Vuitton, and best hotels as well. Rockefeller Center is a major office center built along the Fifth Avenue at the initiative of the oil magnate's Rockefeller family. The building is 872 feet tall or 266 meters. The main Christmas tree of the city is annually established in Christmas time in front of the Rockefeller Center. NBC TV channel broadcasts the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Their office is located across the street from the Rockefeller Center. Observation point of the building is called Top of the Rock and placed on the 70th floor. St. Patrick's Cathedral is situated in front of the Rockefeller Center along the Fifth Avenue. Even if you are indifferent to the libraries, Public Library of New York along the Fifth Avenue, one of the largest in the world, is worth visiting because its interior is really impressive. Here was filmed the movie The Day After Tomorrow, where the main characters were hiding from the flood and later from abnormal icing. There is a cozy, beautiful Bryant Park behind the library. Under the park is hidden the library's book depository. Bryant Park is a great place to relax, have a picnic on the lawn, or just sunbath on a hot summer day. Live music concerts are often held in the park. Grand Central Terminal is the most ancient, most famous train station in New York City. Empire State Building is one of the most well-known skyscrapers in New York on the Fifth Avenue at height 1,454 feet or 443 meters, which is 103 floors. Highland Park is an elevated park approximately 1.5 miles or 2.3 kilometers long. Park was created on the former railroad above the ground and was opened in 2009. The park starts at Hudson Yards, 31st Street Metro Station and finishes at the crossing of Washington and Gunsford Streets. Highline is very romantically illuminated in the evening. You can walk along the park, enjoy the planted trees, art and design objects, and charming views of the night city. Vessel is a new observation point, incredible modern architectural installation on the way of Highline Park Trail, which was constructed by the British architect in March of 2019. The 150-foot or 46 meters high installation consists of a kind of labyrinth, flight of stairs, 2,500 steps, 80 viewing platforms, and reminds of a bee honeycomb. Vessel is so amazing at night, its lights shine so bright. To visit the vessel, you need to book the time on the official website in advance. World Trade Center is the highest office center building and the highest building in the Western Hemisphere on the planet. It's 1,775 feet or 541 meters high. We visited its viewpoint, the One World Observatory, on the 102 floors. Views there are really astonishing. From here you can see almost all great sights of New York City. There is a memorial and museum 9/11 near the World Trade Center. The world's financial center, New York Stock Exchange, is located on the Wall Street. It is a symbol of financial mightiness of USA and of all financial industry. Federal Hall is a public building on Wall Street where in 1789 George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the USA and the Bill of Rights was adopted, which secures the fundamental rights and freedoms of man and citizen. The Federal Hall is called the first Capitol in U.S. history. Standing on this stone in the balcony of Federal Hall, April 30th, 1789, George Washington took the oath as the first President of the United States of America. Keeping his hand on this Bible, George Washington took the oath as the President. Wall Street Bull is a symbol of how persistent and confident you need to be to become successful in the financial field. It became very popular to go to the rooftops, restaurants, bars, cafes on the top of the skyscrapers, where you can observe spectacular views to the city. One of such bars is the Castle Rooftop Lounge on the top of AC Hotel Times Square. Here plays modern lounge music. You can order drinks and snacks. Skyscraper with the violet lighting is the famous Empire State Building. Manhattan is different at night. It looks mysterious and breathtaking. Manhattan and Brooklyn are connected by legendary Brooklyn Bridge, where you can go by transport and walk as well, enjoying amazing views to the city, including American symbol Statue of Liberty. New York is not only about skyscrapers. We saw lots of nice, cozy, low-rise residential along the quiet streets. Residents of private houses try to green their territory, which is always pleasing to the passers-by. Here is the facade of the apartments on the 6th floor, which we could see in the scenes of the series Friends, as the main characters lived here. If you want to feel the fresh breath of Atlantic Ocean in New York, you should definitely come to the promenade of Brighton Beach, southern Brooklyn. Many ex-Soviets immigrated to Brighton Beach in the middle 1970s, that the area became known as Little Odessa, after the Ukrainian city on the Black Sea. You can hear the Russian speech here, restaurants with the titles in Russian, so sometimes it looked like a part of Soviet Union. Promenade of Coney Island is also a great place to relax. The reason to visit the place is a beach and amusement park to ride the most ancient roller coaster Cyclone, which was constructed in 1927. We walked along the pier of Coney Island and enjoyed the views of the coast from the ocean side. Staten Island is another picturesque natural recreation area in New York City. The historic Wadsworth Fort is located here. Staten Island is connected with Brooklyn by the beautiful Verrazano Bridge. The observation deck from the Staten Island opens impressive views to the bridge, Manhattan, and even the Statue of Liberty. In our up next videos, we will tell more about Statue of Liberty, Central Park, and American Museum of Natural History. If you don't want to miss them, subscribe and click on the bell button to be immediately informed about the videos. Also, don't forget to click the thumb button, comment, share the video if you like it, and again, subscribe to our channel if you want to get such short and informative overviews about interesting places of our planet. For more details about New York sites, you can visit our website worldwithatwist.com, which is in description below. World with a Twist. Let's discover the world together.